I'm J.M. Hirsch, food editor for the Associated Press, and we are at the 10th anniversary of the South Beach Wine and Food Festival. And here to talk to me about the politics of feeding children is the woman who taught us all how to make 30-minute meals, Rachael Ray. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Sure, happy to.
So, feeding kids healthy food has become a passion for you and an important part of what you do. Mm-hmm. And in the last few months, we've seen a kind of a polarizing effect on this issue, where you have people like Sarah Palin criticizing efforts by the Obama administration to tackle childhood obesity.
What an incredible thing. I mean, this is so shocking to me. How could you criticize the idea of children playing in the sunshine and eating healthy food? I mean, what is there to criticize about that?
Well, it does seem surprising, but the reality is they are creating a divide, and Sarah Palin has certainly cast it as kind of an elitism and a big brother government versus the common folk.
I don't know any one person in my broad or tight circle that agrees with any of that. So I think that's a quite, thankfully, a small movement.
Well, where do you think this is coming from? I mean,
I don't know.
Seems to be, because Rush Limbaugh said the same sort of thing.
Well, a need to manufacture issues when there aren't. I really don't know. I don't understand it, so it's hard to wrap your head around something that doesn't make sense.
Right.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. I spend very little time in life. It's sort of like people used to ask me for years, well, what about the people that hate what you do and the websites, I Hate Rachel and all that? I'm like, well, those people don't employ me. The people that watch our show or read my magazine or pick up my books, those are the people I work for and those are the people I pay attention to.
Right.
I make my living with food. I had a really good relationship with food as a child because my grandfather lived with us when I was very small, and he was an Italian man, so he had a Sicilian, a Mediterranean diet, lots of seafood, lots of dark leafy greens. He was diabetic, so he watched what he ate very carefully and had to keep it balanced. And, I had such a pleasant experience that when I became successful because of food, I thought that food was the natural and easiest way for me to give back. And I don't have my own children, so it was a way for me to, sort of pay it forward for the next generation. Mm-hmm. And I think it's really easy to get kids into food today. It's very popular once you turn them on to a garden program in a local school, or teach them about cooking, or see their faces light up when they finally connect the dots and can take this pile of raw ingredients and turn them into something that everyone wants to take part in and share. It becomes a self-esteem thing for them. Right. It's a really big payoff in a short amount of time. Mm-hmm. And I think it's really, really simple to get kids into the kitchen and into a better school of thinking, and therefore a better way of eating. I think that it's really important that you make it a conversation, though, and I guess that's why I don't get Sarah Palin's tact or being really aggressive when it comes to changing the lunchroom or your family's diet. It has to be a simple conversation. You can still have cookies, but why not make them with whole wheat flour? And put some frozen banana slices, like today in the kids' kitchen, we had take your family's favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe, use whole wheat flour instead. If the cookies are a little dry, maybe add an extra egg yolk. Right. Put some natural peanut butter on there, some frozen banana slices, and a tiny scoop of ice cream, and a small cookie. It's about portion control. They can still have the cookie, but you're adding a little bit of whole grain. Right. Making small change-ups, but keeping everybody's favorites, you know? We made mac and cheese with some grated carrot and onion and garlic to build their palate. And the carrot for sweetness. Still made real cheese sauce with whole milk and cheese. I mean, that's calcium. Who cares? They're kids. They can take that. No problem. Right. Mix in some trees, some broccoli or broccolini. Use whole wheat or whole grain pasta. Get some of that fiber and protein out of the pasta itself. Right. So little smart changes like that, instead of wagging your finger or fighting with each other, why not have that conversation? You get to eat more if you eat healthfully, and that's fun. And if you move and eat healthfully, wow, what a double bonus.
Well, how do we keep the debate where it belongs? I mean, obviously you don't feel like the debate is going in the right direction when we're criticizing like these sorts of efforts. How do we keep
But again, I really don't think that there is a huge national debate against this. I think most people are really behind this. It's such a simple thing. Right. And we've been fighting childhood obesity for so long, and we're finally starting to turn the tide in the numbers. And quite frankly, whatever, color your ballot box is, no one can afford to pay the net result if you do not make significant change in this generation. No one can afford the financial burden of children that are on cholesterol medicine at 9 and 10 years of age. You can't afford to pay for that later. You know, let's not talk about the fact that it makes for a cloudy thinking human. You know, you're not going to have the best and the brightest and the strongest leadership if you don't do something about making their bodies whole for them. I mean, it's our burden and our responsibility.
Thank you so much.
Sure.